So there was this teacher named Rav, and Rav had a student named Rav Kahana. You with me? Rav and Rav Kahana. One evening, Rav Kahana went and hid under his teacher's bed. And he hid there while Rav and Mrs. Rav turned in for the night. He listened in on their conversation. He heard them laughing together and start to cuddle and nuzzle together. And then he listened to his teacher and his wife use the bed, as the rabbis say. At one point, he can't take it anymore and he cries out. At which point, Mr. and Mrs. Rav jump out of bed. Rav shouts at him, "Kahana, is that you? What the heck are you doing under my bed while I'm here alone with my spouse? Get out of here!" And Kahana says to him, "This too is Torah, and I must learn it." Why don't put my home address on these videos? Greetings, here it is I, your friendly neighborhood rabbi, and I'm here to answer the question, what is Torah? And the answer might be different or at least bigger than you thought. First, real quick, if you got a sec, I want to make sure you hit the subscribe button on this channel if you haven't already. That way we can stay connected and keep learning together in the future. Maybe even consider giving that bell a ring. Little picture of a bell down there. That way you get notified on your video watching device every time I make a new video. Also, if you're just joining me for the first time, you should know that this video is a part of a 30-day Jewish Learning Challenge. That's a new video about Jewish learning every day for 30 days. And stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can get that right in your inbox. But first, what's with the story about the rabbinical sex ed class? In this series and in many of my videos, I've often used the words Jewish learning and Torah study interchangeably. And you may ask, what exactly is Torah, and does it encompass all of Jewish knowledge? The answer is it's complicated, and yes. The word Torah, or Torah, when my Hebrew pronunciation is better, means instruction or law. It's something that's being taught to you, or something there to guide you to the right action. And when we say Torah or Torah, it's actually possible that we could be talking about one of a number of different things. In one sense, when we say Torah, we mean the 5 books of Moses. This is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, or Breshit, Shmot, Vayikra, Bamidbar, Dvarim, that constitute what our tradition says was given by God to Moses on Sinai. That original transmission of instruction or law or revelation, if you will, that is sort of the kernel or the core of Torah. When you go into a synagogue during the Torah service and they take out a scroll or a Sefer Torah or a scroll of Torah, it contains just those first 5 books. However, because we believe that this revelation extends beyond just the spoken revelation to Moses, that revelation continues into our history in books like Joshua and Judges and the rest of the books of the prophets, books of writings like Psalms and Proverbs, the Torah, the Nevi'im, the Ketuvim, the things that we put together and call a Tanakh. Sometimes when we say Torah, we mean that as well. So Torah extends from being the first 5 books to all of the canonized books that we consider Holy Scripture. But that's not all. Our tradition says that when a written Torah came from God to Moses, that is a Torah shebiktav, or a Torah that's written down, God also transmitted a Torah shebal peh, or an oral tradition of Torah, to Moses, and then Moses passed it on to his students, and so on. That this too was a kind of Torah, just not a written down kind. That later grows and evolves into the Mishnah and then the Gemara. So the Torah then goes from 5 books to a bunch more books to all of rabbinic literature, including the Midrash, the Mishnah, and the Talmud. But that's not all. When we study Torah in one of these inner circle kind of senses, we're also studying commentary on that Torah by people like Rashi and Maimonides and all sorts of other commentaries throughout the ages. And so studying Torah has become inseparable from studying commentary on the Torah. And so that definition of Torah extends to medieval commentators and beyond as well. Some would say that anything that falls within the sphere of Jewish knowledge or Jewish literature or Jews talking about stuff is included in that definition of Torah. Some would even say that all human knowledge, everything in physics and math and everything that's available to our senses or can be derived by our logic, that this too is Torah. Any subject about which you can apply right thinking or wrong thinking is worthy of having a guide to life or a law or an instruction. And that's why Kahana was hiding under Rav's bed, because he knew that Torah not only had something to teach about relational ethics and sexual ethics, and that his teacher Rav would be applying what he learned in his interaction with his wife. And so the student Kahana wanted to learn the Torah of intimate relationships by observing his teacher have a relationship with his wife. And that's the sense in which Rav Kahana means that this too is Torah. So in a sense, any interaction you have in life from which you can learn right and wrong or apply principles of right and wrong, the Torah, either in written or oral form or the commentaries thereafter, have something to say about this situation, and that's why it's all Torah. So that's why I sometimes talk about Jewish learning and Torah study interchangeably, because I firmly believe that every relationship we have in our life, every interaction we have with other people, every decision that we have to make can be informed by Torah study and by this Jewish approach to learning and the content within Jewish learning. Now, this may seem a little bit confusing and difficult to understand that Torah is this big, but Torah is also this big, and then Torah is also this big. But I wanted to share that explanation with you for two reasons. One, you may hear that there's a Torah study class and you go in there and they're talking about the Talmud and you're like, wait, this is a Talmud class, not a Torah class. That too is a Torah class. But I also want you to understand this expansive definition of Torah, because I believe that every interaction, every decision, every relationship you have can be improved by Torah study. That's why I'm so grateful that you've learned this bit of Torah with me today. If you want to jump on the train of the 30-day Jewish Learning Challenge, just slap this blue square over here, get connected with the challenge, and until next time, hero, peace. Get out of here!